A very warm welcome to the tradingmentors.com, and this is your weekly Forex forecast for the 12th to the 16th of June. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. So in the next 15 minutes we're going to look at the market and see what's going on for next week. But before that, we're going to go over a couple of charts in terms of profits for last week to get a better understanding of how the advanced pro charts work, and to ensure that people who've got the advanced pro charts, your charts line up with mine. So I've been trading for 41 years. I am your coach and mentor, and I will support you over a 3-month period if you want that kind of support. After I've done that and shown you the charts just quickly, I'm going to go on to the news coming up for next week. There's lots of data coming out, guys, and that gives us lots of trading opportunities. We had some breakout trades on gold last week. I'm going to show you how that works. Each morning I do an early morning briefing, which is prior to the London Open, about 6 a.m. UK time in the morning, and that's video on demand, so you can watch that anytime. If you want to get that, just click on the link below. It's free, and you just give your email and name, and that's it. And I'll give you an early morning briefing in terms of what's going on in the markets and where the opportunities are. Okay. If you're a member, if you want to become a full member, then I do another video analysis in the afternoon New York session as well, so that you can take advantage of that and see where the moves are happening. And that's 14-day free trials. Click on the links below to get that. DXY, risk on, risk off. Let's have a look. We'll be seeing that in the next few minutes to give us some idea of where the dollar is going and where the trades are going to be going for next week. The yen futures are really vital for us. It's been sideways last week. The next few weeks, actually, see if there's any breakouts possibly for the yen futures, so we can get into some of the yens again, which are very profitable indeed. Swiss franc futures, this gives us a heads up in terms of future trades in terms of Aussie Swiss, CAD Swiss, Pound Swiss, etc. The indices for those who trade the indices, we'll look at those, commodities, gold, silver and oil, and at the end of the video I will give you my best trades coming up for next week. Don't forget to subscribe please to my YouTube channel, and click any of the links below to gain access to my free stuff. So once you become a member, you have free access to my VIP room, which I will give you the heads up on any charts that's setting up for any break of structure. This is the gold part of the gold software. If you haven't got the gold software, you've got to get it, guys. This is amazing. So we work on break of structure, which means basically the price is achieving higher highs in this instance, and then we have a breakout. So I posted this prior to the news coming out at 1:30 on the 8th of June to say break a structure here, and the price just took off, and that was 170 pips there. A day before had another break of structure, and congratulations to everybody who traded that. So once we have break of structure, that is there. Notice that support line there. Once it gets broken, that is your trade, and away it goes, 150 pips. Whenever the price moves into this area where there's support and resistance, that is consolidation, and that usually happens before the news, because the market's waiting for the news, of course, and then we can trade the break of structure. So congratulations on that. So there was a couple of trades on gold this week. Congratulations. And the Aussie hit our target. We had 142 pips on this move here. This wasn't a momentum trade. This was based upon an order block trade. Order blocks are really vital in order to ensure early entry. So there's a nice move there. And as the software, Advanced Pro software says, it's going to go up. And the target's going to be, you guessed it, bottom of that order block there, 69.89. But so there's a couple of trades which you could have had, and I'll go on to the markets now to see what's going on for next week. Before I do that, let's go into the news for next week. On Monday there's not much happening, so the volumes are going to be quite low, I should think, on Monday, but we'll still do the early morning briefing to see what's going on. Tuesday, Aussie high impact consumer confidence change, Euro CPI on Tuesday, a few things going on, pound unemployment rates, and then in the afternoon, the inflation rate out from the USA, core inflation. So these opportunities give us the chance to set up some nice trades for that time. So 1:30 on Tuesday, we'll be red hot waiting for those. Hopefully you can join me. Pound trade balance on pound on Wednesday. Not much else going on. Oh yeah, PPI at 1:30 UK time. So that again is going to give us another trading opportunity. Interest rate decisions from the Fed on Wednesday, guys. So that's going to be red hot. And then, of course, the Fed press conference, which will cause the markets to probably go quiet while they're talking. Usually happens that way. Yen, balance of trade for the yen on Thursday. Retail sales on Thursday, 1:30. Retail sales there. So, and on Friday, let's have a look. See what's on Friday, the 16th of June. Interest rate decision out of Japan. That's going to be interesting. That should liven up the yen futures for us. That'd be great. Euro CPI, keep an eye on that if you're trading the euro on Friday. But don't forget, if you are a member, I will give you the heads up each day in the VIP room to say, look out for this news. So you've got Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday. So on to the markets. Let's have some fun in the next few minutes. Put your feet up, grab a coffee, and let's go. So the DXY, what we do here, if you're here for the first time, you're very welcome. And what we do is go down a watch list. So we start with the DXY, yen futures, Swiss futures, to give us an inclination of which direction they're going to go. Then we go on to the indices, commodities, and then Forex. So let's see what's going on. So as we can see, obviously we've got a great big fat sell signal on the Advanced Pro charts, which is fantastic. The Advanced Pro chart says it's going down, and we've got target 101.90. I love order blocks, especially buying into them, which is fantastic. This is the yen futures. If you don't understand order blocks, just give me a shout. The important thing is to understand that there's thousands of order blocks out there. Not all of them work. A lot of them are inaccurate. You want to make sure they are major areas of support and resistance. I know they call it liquidity and they call it all sorts of things these days, but it's basically resistance and support. And the buyers are setting up here for the yen, and the software is saying it's going to go up to 75.57. Now this does give us a trading opportunity, but don't forget there is news out this week. So as this moves up, all the yens will be moving down. So we'll be looking for trading opportunities to the downside in the first few days, probably towards the end of the week. But we're keeping an eye on this every day for members during the New York session. So if you want to join, just click on the link. A mixed picture for the Swiss franc futures. As you can see, it's in between a big sell-off and a big buying opportunity. So it needs to make its mind up. Probably going to go sideways in the next few days, but the software is saying buy it and going to the upside to about 113.50, something like that. On to the indices. US 30 Dow Jones Index 33,870. We can see now we've got an order block here. These are fantastic tools because the Advanced Pro charts tells you when not to trade. So if these weren't here, for instance, the software said this is going up now, and it may well do that. But of course, there's a big barrier for it to get through first. So it needs to break 34,393 before it actually moves into this gap here, which could be a big move. But nonetheless, we have to wait. All the buys are in, but it's not tradable for us due to this order block. We had a sell signal on the Aussie 200 a few days ago, which I posted into the members area. And the target is 7008. Congratulations to members who traded the NASDAQ in the last few weeks. Some great trading opportunities, and you're looking for the price to go green. Heikin Ashi charts we use and the buy signal, of course, are fantastic, and they come to you and you can set them so they come to your email when they're ready. Notice this order block down here. They're fantastic tools, and looks like it wants to continue, but it's sort of running out of steam at the moment. So just to keep an eye on this. If you're looking to buy into this, then I wait a pullback first. I mentioned the Hang Seng in the VIP room and the DVA and the early morning session. Well, not so much the early morning briefing because we deal with intraday trades there, and I'll cover the intraday positions that we do in the next few minutes. Just stick with me and I'll show you those, how to make $500 a day. Very easy to do. So this is the Hang Seng 19368. We had a buy signal on an order block. Don't ignore the order blocks, guys. This is your trading opportunity to get in on the order blocks. These are highly successful, and once you've got the charts, you'll have these once you get down the line a little bit. It's a 3-month course, by the way, so we load you and then we show you how to trade them over 3 months coaching, and we build your charts and your confidence along the way. So the Hang Seng 20,278 is the target. It could break that, of course, but that's the safe target. Few Bitcoin fans, 25,678. It finished on Friday. We can see that the software is producing a downward projection. How this works, this measures the last 600 days of data. A lot of data is being fed into this, and then it comes up with the next move for the next week. But as you can see, there's a big fat order block here. It's going to be a big problem for Bitcoin to move down below this, because there's going to be a whole stack of buyers here. All right, I've been projecting 30,000 for the last few weeks, and in fact 31,050 from last week. It's going to make that, but it's got to break down before it goes up. This is a very good chart for silver, $24.26. As you can see, we have a projection here, all going higher, going higher, going higher. There's a problem, as you can see. There's a major order block standing in its way. All the buys are in, but most of the buyers can't see this. Okay, so we don't do anything about it. Of course, this is not tradable for us. It's not good enough for us, so we leave it alone. But then we wait a few days to see how it pans out. It may just happen it takes out this order block completely and then goes up and up and up, up and up. But we don't know. Equally, it could have hit the order block and then roll over, and then the sellers come in. So we have to wait and see. On to oil now, $70.32. This is getting ready for a big move, and a very nice move indeed. To keep an eye on this, guys. What tends to happen if the DXY moves down, then what tends to happen with gold, it goes up. But oil has a life of its own, doesn't it? It's based upon supply and demand and what's going on across the world. We have a massive order block here. As you can see, it's been sitting on this for a few weeks, and it needs to break down first. We're waiting for the breaker structure. We might even get it as soon as Monday, so look out for that, guys, if you are in the VIP room. Target for this week is 65.73. You've got a target here of the weekly pivot, if you want to go for that, 67.72 and then 74.11. However, what tends to happen is it stalls about halfway between these weekly pivots. This is a weekly pivot, not a daily one. So it's going to stall about 75, 73 before it bounces up. But nonetheless, the software is pointing down, which indicates the future price is going to go down. Wow, this is an amazing chart for gold. Hopefully you can see that clearly which direction it's going to go instantaneously with the advanced pro charts. It's a no-brainer. Hitting an order block, we've got a buy signal. Not all the buys are in yet. And if you go to the 4-hour chart, it's a complete mess because it's just been sideways, 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 up and down, up and down. That's where the gold software comes into its own, especially during news events. That's where you make your money. 150, 200 pips is quite easy within a few hours. Price is going to go back to 2064 in the next few days, maybe even this week. With all the news coming out, it could easily do that and more, according to the software. Congratulations if you bought the pound USD, a nice 115 pips during the week as we had a buy signal. It was an early entry, it wasn't a momentum trade, there was an order block, but nonetheless it is becoming a momentum trade now. As you can see, it's broken structure, it's above the central pivot for this week. So the first target is going to be 126.87 and then onward to 128.90. A nice move coming with the software pointing up. Remember that the correlation between the DXY and the euro dollar, for instance, if the DXY falls as it's going to 101, then of course the euro dollar will drive onwards and upwards. So there's a target for this week of 11088. So this is where it comes into its own. It eliminates overtrading and it makes sure that you choose the right one. Look at this chart on the US Swiss. It's going to go down. There's no doubt about it. The target is 88.22, but look at the order blocks. This is not tradable. And in fact, the euro dollar has no order blocks. Okay, so understanding that, this is going up and it's going to have completely no order blocks at all until it gets to 112.75. So this could be a massive move upwards and a fall for the US dollar. Well, what can I say? US yen. It's hit the weekly Fibonacci retracement. The 50% retracement on the weekly chart. So we've pulled the analysis back from the weekly chart. And now it is getting ready for a big fall. So as the DXY falls and the yen rises, remember the yen futures are sitting on a big fat green order block, then this is going to drive the US yen down big time. So the target is a big target, is the next green block. The order block is not going to be there, it's going to be there. 130. Now 130 gives you 900 pips. Congratulations on the move on the Aussie USD this week, members. And continuation, it looks like hit our target of 66.99. All the buys are in above the central pivot for this week, and we have a target of 69.89 just below this order block. Euro yen. So the correlation, remember, is that the yen futures are getting ready for a big move higher on an order block, green zone. The opposite happens with the yen pairs. So in this instance, the euro yen is getting ready for a big move south. Okay, and it correlates with the US yen, doesn't it, as well? So as that moves down, everything else moves down with the yens as well. So where's our target? You can see it with the advanced pro charts, 141.71. Pound Swiss. The Swiss franc futures are mixed, but we have enough information on this chart to give us information to buy. So we bought this as a few days ago, a week ago, whenever it was, doesn't matter. But it's all be slowly. But I like this. All the buys are in on the advanced pro charts, and we've got a buy signal down there somewhere, which is fantastic. The sellers are definitely not in, and the projected software is saying buy, buy, buy. So we have a target of 115.18 or thereabouts. That's a previous high from a few months ago, I think. So that's that one. Good luck with that. The final main chart is the Euro Canadian. I want to explain this. Trading order blocks is vital to your coaching and support. Once you get to know these things, then of course you become more confident and start building your account much faster. And one of the most common questions is, can you trade this with a small account? Oh, yeah, of course you can. You just use a lower lot. You use a nano lot instead of a normal lot. But this is the Euro Canadian. I want to show you the 4-hour chart just as a guide. Bear with me. Now I've just bought this on the buy signal purely based upon the fact that it's hitting a green order block on the daily chart. This is a 4-hour chart of the Euro Canadian. Better to wait for break of structure. If you're just starting out on your journey, stick to the rules. And the break of structure is obviously once the price starts to achieve higher highs. So you're going to see a break of about here. So I'm going to put on an alert here to let members know when it's ready. And I'll put that in the VIP room. So you can see the software is getting ready now. So once it breaks that structure, it's going to 148.39, which is the next order block. Let's go into the day trading setup. So during my early morning briefing, this is what I look at for people who want to hold a day trading position. If you've got a small account, you've got small lots, of course. But under the normal circumstances where we're doing position trades, and I'll go over those, my favorite ones for Monday and onwards soon, you might have, for instance, with a position trade, 100 pip stop. So you work out your risk and then divide it by the 100 pips, and that's your lot size. So what if you could have a position where you've got a 20 pip stop? Well, it means you can have a position with a lot size 5 times higher with the same risk. So this is how it works. Let me go over the rules with you. We use order blocks, of course, to tell us where the price is going and where it's going to end up. The other thing we use are pivots. Now, with the pivots, you can use several types of pivots. You can use a daily, you can use a weekly, a monthly, depending on your time scale. When you're day trading, just use the daily. It's fine. And that measures the previous high from the previous day and the previous low from the previous day. And it works out the support lines and resistance lines. Simple. So what we're looking for, this is, what day was this? Thursday, I think, 8th of June. So when we wake up at 6 o'clock, this is what we're seeing. So what we want to see is the price above the 50-day moving average. This is important. So that indicates strength. The Heikin Ashi, it goes green once the buyers are in. Might be low volume at 6 o'clock. That's normal. And we want the price to be above the central pivot. Okay. We then have a target of the next pivot, R1 in this instance, 124.92. That got hit within very, very quickly actually. And then we have a second target, 125.49. That got hit later in the day. So when we get that situation, I will put in there in the early morning briefing, target 1, target 2. Okay. If you go for target 2, you're taking more of a chance because target 1's about 90% chance of being hit. Very, very, very high win rate. If you go for the R2, that might sometimes just dwindle off and then come back again and then do nothing. So it just depends on how you're managing it. And again here on Friday, above the central pivot, we've got a buy signal, above the 50-day moving average. And the target would have been the R1 in this instance because of the order block 126. So we're probably going to be hit on Monday morning. So if you want to join me on this journey every morning, I'm here to support you. I can't do any more than I'm doing. I'm doing a video in the morning. I'm doing a video in the afternoon, New York session for members only. And I'm doing the weekly Forex forecast. So I really want everyone of you to be successful, but it's down to you what your commitments are. And the other thing to bear in mind is how we work. We're not looking at charts all day. I do this at 6 o'clock, then that's it, I'm off. It's set and go. You put the order on, you put the target on, you put your stop on. That's it. Close it down. And it's the same with position trades as well. It's just 15 minutes a day. So join me if you don't mind. Glad to hear from you. If you've got any comments or if you've got any questions, then please contact me. Have a wonderful weekend.